Hey, Mizahar. So, I've got a couple questions from Aventus, just a couple, and then a whole slew from Shane. So, I'm just gonna start with Aventus's ones first. Let me see. Okay, so Aventus asks, why are you attracted to the World Development Forum? Well, the simplest answer is that if I develop in the World Development Forum, then all that can be stored and saved and reused for new people, and even if for whatever reason I end up going away from Mizahar, I've made a lasting impression, and I've been able to develop something useful for other people to use. So, that's in its essence. And for me personally, I want to develop like the dancing lore and maybe some other ones that I'm knowledgeable on. So, or that I'd like to learn about. But yeah, it's that lasting impression that is really appealing. He also asked, in regards to the thread title for my vlogs, why sensual Sayana? Well, it's just a very strong trait of hers and a very defining aspect of her personality, and it's also a nice bit of alliteration. And I didn't want to go as far as saying sexy Sayana, even though she's very sexy. So, that's why I chose sensual Sayana. And then, Shane asked me a whole slew. Let me just flip to that. Okay, first of all, where did you go in Scotland? If you don't ask me, if you don't mind me asking, because he is native. So I went to Aberdeen. This was on a trip with not really my school, but it was with a steel pan group. It was for a music festival. I play the steel drums, like steel pan, and so we went to Scotland for this youth music festival. And so we went to Aberdeen, and I'm looking at the Google map right now. We also went north a bit to Turriff, where there was like a country fair or something that we played at. And then we also went down to Stonehaven, and also maybe even I can't remember if we went to Dundee or not, but we went to a really cool castle. I think it might have been around Stonehaven. I know there's a name for that castle, but I can't quite remember. There's this whole slew of castles in Scotland too, but that's probably not going to help. So yeah, I went there for a music festival, and that was a lot of fun. And I got my fair share of bagpipes. So yeah. And then he has a whole slew of other questions. He also has been asking people about which Hogwarts house they would be in, so I'll also answer that. So, for me personally, like the writer, I would be in Ravenclaw, because I'm a little bit more quiet. I like my reading and my research. Well, not really research, but I'm more the intellectual type, and I'm not like all out there with Gryffindor and stuff like that. And I'm not like super social, friends everywhere, Hufflepuff, and I'm not, Slytherin. I know you are, but yeah. And then Sayana, she would be this really interesting mix of Hufflepuff and Slytherin. They don't normally get along, but she loves having lots of friends, she likes people, she likes being with people, but then she's also got this slightly darker side to her where she might be cool just sort of betraying someone if she's not like super tight with them. She might, she might judge people a little bit on their races, not as much as most Nefarians, but she doesn't really want to marry someone who's not a Nefarian, so. And then she also likes to manipulate people a bit, so she's got this really interesting, weird mix of Slytherin and Hufflepuff. Okay. Wow, I'm already at 5 minutes. Damn, I'm trying to keep these things short. Okay. I will try and go quickly. Oh, what is your favorite word? I do not know. I did have an answer for this. I can't remember it anymore. I was thinking about the answers earlier. I might get back to that one later. What is your least favorite word? Maybe I don't really know. I'm probably less of the literary type on Mizahar. Some people are just like really into the words and the semantics and all that stuff. I just use them as tools. Fabulous is a cool word. There you go. Fabulous is a fabulous word, and also gorgeous. But yeah. What turns you on? I love to dance. I talked a lot about that in my last vlog, and I dance for the social aspect, for physical exercise and everything, for like my soul, and yeah, it keeps me sane. So I get dance withdrawal if I don't dance for like a month or something. Then I start feeling it. I dance about at least once a week, depending on where I am, and usually twice a week. That's sort of my normal. What turns you off? I should have thought about this earlier before starting my vlog. I don't like hypocrites. I don't like people doing things like people who do things that are just annoying just for the sake of it, or just being nasty to each other, or not being polite and kind to people. I think it's important to always show respect, even if someone is, acting like a noob or whatever. It's still important to show respect regardless. What sound or noise do you love? Okay, I did think of this one because I hadn't a clue when I first read this. I would generally say music, but specifically, I really like a good drummer. I love the percussion music that really gets into your chest, or if you want to be philosophical, into your heart, but whatever. But that you start to feel the music within your body just because it's got that pounding, driving rhythm to it. I really like that, and when I played in the steel pan group, I loved playing right next to the drum set and feeling that vibe. What sound or noise do you hate? Again, I actually prepared this one. When you go to the dentist, that sort of that noise that comes from that sort of almost squeaky, twitchy, that thing that goes in your teeth, that vibrates your teeth, I really don't like. What is your favorite curse word? I don't actually curse that much. I've actually started to really enjoy the Mizahar curse words, because since I don't like cursing very much, it's kind of like a softer way of cursing. So that's just kind of fun. But usually I like to reserve curse words for when I'm actually upset. And so I don't actually use curse words as frequently. What profession other than your own would you like to attempt? Okay, I have definitely thought about dancing, sort of professionally or as a teacher or something like that. I would very much enjoy it. However, at one point I realized that even though it could potentially be a dream job for me, I would lack that problem-solving aspect, that being able to work with numbers and figure out an answer, and it's that part of engineering really appeals to me, having to work out a solution and actually use my brain. If I was only doing dancing, yes, there'd be sort of social problems to figure out, like how to make a class work, how to get bond people together, all that stuff. But it's not that nitty-gritty analytical kind of problem solving that I really like. So yes, I might attempt, doing the dancing, but right now I'm liking my current path. What profession would you not like to do? There's probably a lot. As a kid, I did not want to be a doctor because I didn't want like gory, bloody, gross stuff and cutting into people, or even dealing with like sick, gross people. And then I did not want to be a lawyer because I do not like the idea of arguing my entire life. I'm not that kind of person. And then there's like all sorts of other jobs like really social. Like I admire like administrators, like secretaries, administrators, like people like that, because they answer the phone. They have no idea who they're talking to. I could never do that. I don't. I admire their jobs. They should be, better respected and regarded, but I could never do that. That would probably freak me out over the long term, even if I got better. And then, if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates? Honestly, I don't know, but I'll quote a co-worker, not in regards to this question, but just as a general quote. You done good, you done real good. And yeah. But my personal belief is when you die, you get buried into the ground, you're sort of forever unconscious, you never regain consciousness, and you rot, and you become part of the earth again. And that's my interpretation, so. And then the next question is, how much do you love lasagna? I love lasagna enough to buy it at restaurants. I love it enough to ask people to make it for me. I love it enough to make pasta, but not enough to learn how to make lasagna. So that's the extent. But I do really like lasagna. I like to eat it, but not enough to learn how to make it. Which I think is a very easy, but I haven't taken the time to learn. And I think that's all the questions. So, yeah. Bye! If you have any more, you can just ask.